All right, welcome back to part 2 of our topic 9 assessment practice. We're picking up with number 7. So Roger and Suli each decomposed 1 and 1/6. Roger wrote 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 2/6 plus 3/6, and Suli wrote 3/6 plus 4/6. Who was correct? So first of all, what I want to do is I want to just see what each of these equals. So 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 is what? It's going to be 7, and my denominator is going to be what? 6. Good. And then let's look here at what Suli wrote. 3/6 plus 4/6 is what? 7/6. So when I'm looking at this fraction, I notice something about it. I notice that the numerator is larger than the denominator, which tells me that this is a fraction greater than 1, or an improper fraction. So what I need to do is I need to decide what 1 and 1/6 written as an improper fraction equals. So to do that, remember, there are some steps that we can follow. We say, oh, let me get my pencil back. We can do the denominator multiplied by the whole number, and then we add the numerator. All right? So to do that, we're going to say 6 times 1. So I can put it here in parentheses. 6 times 1. And then we're going to, oh, what in the world was that? And then we're going to add 1, the numerator. Okay? So 6 times 1 is what? 6. And then 6 plus 1 is what? 7. So this 7 is now my numerator, and my denominator stays the same. So 7/6. So I'm looking at both of their decompositions, I guess would be the thing to say. And I notice that they both equal 7/6. So what does that tell me about who was correct? Yeah, they were both correct because, I can't spell. Because 1 and 1/6 written as an improper fraction equals 7/6. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to make it smaller. Oh, hang on. Maybe I have to do this. I'm struggling, guys. Oh, we're getting closer. All right. So I'll have that there. So they were both correct because 1 and 1/6 written as an improper fraction equals 7/6. So let's move on to number 8. The number line shows which of the following equations. So before I even look at any of my options, I need to just decide in my head what it's trying to show me. So I see that 6/10 is labeled, and I see 8/10 is labeled, and I see they have a green arrow pointing to the right. So this automatically tells me that my fraction is going to be getting larger. It's going to be getting greater. So that tells me in my head, I know this is going to be an addition problem. Okay. Another thing that I notice is that this number line is divided into tenths. So I see that each of these is going to equal 1/10, right? So let's see if I'm adding how much am I adding? So we start at 6/10, and so we're going to jump 1/10, 2/10 to get to our final answer. So I know that my equation should say 6/10 plus 2/10 equals 8/10. So now let's look and see if that's one of my options. A is definitely not it. B, 6/10 plus 2/10 equals 8/10. That's the one that we just said we were looking for, but I still want to double check and just make sure. This is a subtraction problem, and we decided that that's not an option because our fraction was increasing, not decreasing. If my arrow had pointed this way, then it would have been a subtraction problem, but because it's not, that is not what we're looking for. And then I see that letter D is also a subtraction problem, so we're not looking for that. All right. Number 9. Ryan kayaks 1 7/8 miles before lunch and 2 3/8 miles after lunch. Select all of the equations you would use to find how far Ryan kayaked. So first of all, what type of equation are we looking at here? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division? Addition, right? We need to see how much he kayaked, before lunch and after lunch. So we're going to be adding this together, okay? So if we're going to add them together, let's just see. We have 1 7/8 plus 2 3/8. And we have to figure out, does that equal 4 2/8 miles? What is 1 plus 2? 3. 7/8 plus 10/8. Oh goodness, I just gave you the answer. Good gracious. 7/8 plus 3/8 is 10/8. And I noticed something about that fraction right there. What do we notice? It's an improper fraction, right? 10/8 is an improper fraction. So we would have to rewrite 10/8. If we were to rewrite that, we're going to be looking at 3 plus 1 2/8. What is 3 plus 1 2/8? 4 2/8, right? So that could be an option. So the next thing I noticed in this little option here is these are all written as improper fractions. So I need to come up here and double check to see, is that right as far as having them written in an improper fraction? Okay, so remember, to find an improper fraction, we multiply denominator times the whole number, and then we add in the numerator, okay? 8 times 2 is 16. 16 plus 3 is what? 19, and my denominator stays the same, so that's one of them. Now let's do this next one over here. Denominator times the whole number. 8 times 1 is 8, okay? And now 8 plus 7 is what? 15 eighths, okay? All right, so now we're looking at 19 eighths plus 15 eighths. I already see this one right here is going to be an option. We have 15 eighths plus 19 eighths equals 34 eighths. Look at this next one. 15 eighths plus 19 eighths equals 4 eighths. Is that right? No. No, that's not. That's just, no. Let's look here at this next one. 1 plus 2 plus 7/8 plus 3/8 equals 4 2/8 miles. Is this correct? Yeah, this is an option. Remember, whenever we're adding together mixed numbers, we start with adding the whole number. That's all they did here. They started with adding the whole numbers, and then they added the fractions. Okay? Now, let's look here at this last option. 1 7/8 plus 2 3/8 equals 3 21/8. Is that right? No. No, it looks like they did 7 times 3, and we know that that's not what we're doing. We are adding. So those are our only 3 options. Let's move on to number 10. The Jacobys kept track of the time they spent driving on their trip, and the data is right here in this chart. Find how many hours the Jacobys drove on Monday and Tuesday. We're not going to worry about drawing a bar diagram for this particular problem. We're just going to use an equation to solve it. So what operation are we going to use? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division? Addition, that's right. So we're going to find out how much they drove on Monday and Tuesday. So I have Monday was 5 3/4 of an hour plus Tuesday 4 3/4. Now, when we add together mixed numbers, we start with the whole number. 5 plus 4 is what? 9. Good. Now, 3/4 plus 3/4 is what? 6/4. A lot of the times you guys stop here, but this is not where we stop. I notice that this is an improper fraction, so I have to rewrite it, okay? So I'm going to leave my 9 as my whole number right here. We're going to be adding it to whatever 6/4 is as a mixed number. Now remember, to rewrite an improper fraction as a mixed number, good gracious, we divide. We do 6 divided by 4. 4 will go into 6 one time, okay? And I will have a remainder of 2. Now, when I rewrite this, the whole number is my quotient, my numerator is the remainder, and my denominator, oh my goodness, my denominator stays the same. Now we can add these together. We add the whole numbers. 9 plus 1 is 10. And then we have our fraction of 2/4. So what is the total amount they drove on Monday and Tuesday? 10 and 2/4. Excellent. Last one. Find how many hours the Jacobys drove in all. Explain your work. All right, so I am actually not going to add every single one of these together. I'm going to start with this 10 and 2/4 because we already added together Monday and Tuesday, right? So now we have 10 and 2/4 plus whatever Wednesday is, 2 and 1/4, and then whatever Thursday is, 6 and 3/4, okay? And we're going to follow the same exact steps that we did in part A. Let's just add them together first. Start with the whole numbers. 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 plus 6 is what? 18. Okay? We're going to pretend that I can draw nice on here. Now let's add in our fractions. 2/4 plus 1/4 plus 3/4 is what? 6/4. Good. Now, same exact thing. I see 6/4 written as an improper fraction, so we need to add it. So I'm going to leave out my 18. And look, we already figured out 6/4 right here in part A. I don't even have to redo it. What is 6/4 rewritten as a mixed number? 1 and 2/4. Remember, we divided. 6 divided by 4 is 1 with a remainder of 2. That's what I rewrote here. Now we can just add like normal. 18 plus 1 is 19. And then we have our 2/4. So they spent a total time of 19 and 2/4 hours driving. That's way too much for me. Way too much driving for me. But this rounds out our Topic 9 assessment practice. So continue to keep working and do your best. And I will see you guys next time.